NDOT here in the state of Nevada making changes after a new state audit uncovered misuse of funds and resources. And all of that said, as payroll increased and more staff was being hired. Let's hash it out with the help of Rachel O'Brien from openthebooks.com. She joins us live. So, Rachel, this really got my attention. Some NDOT purchasing documents weren't authorized. That includes one that was signed with a fake name, Johnny Appleseed. What else did this audit find?
Yeah, so the audit was for 2022 and 23, and they found that 30% of the documents didn't have proper approval, and many were signed with those fake names or illegible names. And so auditors found that a physical count of inventory stockpile showed a $25 million discrepancy between what's listed on paper and what's actually in storage. Staff are supposed to measure the size of the stockpiled inventory using units like height or length, but instead they use crazy measurements, like they compared it to the height of a truck or counting by strides, the audit found. So some measurements were wrong by 9,000%. They also found that, employees aren't allowed to make purchases of more than $5,000 without approval. But they found that 40% of the time, employees just split the purchases between several credit cards to make it appear like it costs less than $5,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so they were really skirting the rules.
Yeah, I mean, this is lunacy as far as what you have been able to find and what even the audit was able to find and you get your hands on. Is this incompetence? What's going on? What does the NDOT director have to say about all this?
Yeah, so the audit did say they did not find any fraud, but clearly a bit unregulated. They found that the mechanics weren't spending enough time working on repairing vehicles in the South Las Vegas shop. They only spent 27% of their time working on the vehicles. So the director said that $25 million discrepancy with the materials, it's not actually missing. It's that the stockpiles are between $12 million and $16 million worth of materials every year. She said the majority of it was a clerical error. It was corrected in the system, but when it went to auditors, it was wrong. She said with regard to the size of the stockpiles, the way they're measured, she said it is a very imprecise measurement, as we can see. She said they've been transitioning to a phone app where they can walk around the stockpile and try to get more accuracy there.
I mean, there's really no excuse. These are highly compensated people within the NDOT umbrella. Let's talk some numbers here as far as how much they're making.
Yeah, so last year's payroll was $125 million. It was $14 million higher than the year before, and they have 100 more staffers. So this is the director, Tracy Larkin-Thomason. She was the one who I was mentioning just before. So she made $145,000 last year, excuse me, plus at least $88,000 in fringe benefits. But she's actually the 17th highest paid. There's engineers that are making more than her, the DEP director, IT manager, a chief accountant, highway project managers. They all make between $145,000 and $179,000 in pay, each with an average of about $85,000 in fringe benefits, putting their total pay packages at $230,000, $265,000. So they're very well paid. And the average NDOT employee makes $63,000 in base pay and overtime. So there's that discrepancy. We see all the time with people at the top making very good pay packages, and the average is really pretty low. And so, yeah, these people have to get their act together here.
I would say someone needs to take on the title of chief checker, so the next audit doesn't uncover what you just detailed. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate you. People can check out the full report online at newsrealv.com.